Hello, beautiful people. I'm here to do a reading today, and the question we are asking is, what am I so afraid of as I'm chasing my dreams, as I'm going toward my big dream? So we're going to pick a card, and the first card is the Mask, and the second card is the Threshold. The third came with a fourth, the Offering Medallion. And they also wanted little nature offerings, or offrendas. So the mask is with this offering, beautiful offrenda. The threshold comes with this beautiful offering. You can see it's a little, it's a little too munched on shell. A little mouse found a little snack. And actually kind of, to me it looks like it. It almost looks like the nut inside the shell being forced to peer open into the world the first time. And this is for the offering. This is a little abalone shell. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle, and you can click on a timestamp for the file, or you can enjoy the shuffling. The mask. What am I afraid of? Love. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. That's very interesting. And for pile number 2, we have solitude. Once you embrace your inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. And for the medallion or offering, we have truth. When everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Okay, so that's the first oracle card for each deck. We have the second. New beginnings for love. This deck doesn't do reversals. Intuition for solitude. And exhaustion for truth. I also felt like there was one more that wanted to come out. And business. Okay, now for our tarot cards. These two popped out. Okay. Okay. So we've drawn our cards, and this reading is for our pile number 1, the mask and the thorny pod. So this is incredibly clear, these two together. And the message of the card is a reminder that this isn't about finding love, this is about being love, knowing that you are love, feeling the caring and compassion toward your inner child. So unmasking, there's a lot of pain for you, mask. You have been fearful of starting over. I sense that you had a thorny road previous to this in love, in relationships, or in getting to know yourself. Courage reversed. Harmony reversed. Cruelty reversed. And final card is a blank card. So the story that comes to mind is one of needless battle and strife, battling yourself, and then ultimately overcoming cruelty, overcoming the wounds of your past. Something was inflicted on you rather forcefully. You blamed yourself for any part you had in it, and you did so wrongfully. Like, you were denied your own sense of courage because you were imprisoned by this cruel behavior or individuals. What you went through, there was like an unfair power dynamic, and what was inflicted on you caused a long road of suffering that seemed endless. Like, it seemed like every day would just, like, the sun would rise, the moon would set, but it didn't seem changing. You have worked very hard to find any sense of harmony and to look for doors or portals where they did not previously exist, and this image is echoed in this card as well. So and in this card, wow. So your superpower here is creating new portals of possibility, and you do so by seemingly rise above cruelty. You do not inflict, or you do not continue to inflict wounds onto others out of your own pain. If you did do so, that was a hard lesson learned, and you have carried it forward. No matter how recent this lesson is, this is about celebrating this victory, because your way through is just waiting for you. It's here, and there's a new way for you to live. There's a healthy way to love and be loved, and there's a healthy way for you to relate with yourself. And your fear is that if you take off your mask, something dark and insidious will come through. This is internalized shame, and this is about you finding your own sense of love for this wounded inner child that never got to see a door open to trust and love and harmony, and was told that they were cowardly when really they were quite brave. Like, overcoming pain, overcoming the need to be cruel to others is something that can take lifetime, generations to overcome. And I'm seeing here that you're overcoming it within this lifetime. So this is a very powerful message, and it's not to be diminished by any means. And it's also showing me that you have the key to anything, any possibility, any door is yours to open now because of this new emerging potential within you. because of your willingness to stand in the darkness alone. Like you were forced to, but you also did so out of love. Yes, I'm getting a sense that even though this person hurt you, you tried as long as you could, or you perhaps still are, hold a sense of love towards them. I will encourage you now to eliminate the need to hold empathy, though, for that individual. Like, it's not that empathy is bad by any means. It's simply that the tender softness inside of you has been kind of like scraped out because you were willing to open so much to this person or this situation. And the thorns here represent like your ability to find new ways of protecting yourself, creative ways of protecting yourself. And I want to emphasize that that is also not a bad thing. So finding portals of self-protection, portals of love, portals of self-empathy, portals of courage, newfound courage within yourself, recognizing the courage that always existed and has always been there. Because you always had fear and insurmountable things were inflicted on you, like quite forcefully. All this is coming to a head. It's like, you see the actual head in there as like a bird. So you no longer accept this, and you fly freely when this does arise. You're not about to stay anymore and accept others' cruelty. So that's an incredible journey, and just hold on to this possibility, and do not fear this self-compassion, even though it may come with a sense of inner shame initially. That will lessen as you let down your mask for yourself and start to see, I am a loving individual. Within the void, within the uncertain darkness, something new is being birthed. Like, the darkness is a sacred portal itself. So I hope that offers you some sense of completion about this. You should feel so ready to heal and create and move on and find something new, something wonderful is waiting for you. Like, the big possibility, the big dream is yours to have. Keep holding that sense of love, and you will find your harmony and your courage along the way. Thank you for tuning in, and I wish you all the best, and all my heart's support pours out to you. Thank you. This reading is for the threshold. The threshold with our little nuts. Really interesting how this just kind of happened on accident, but I really feel like there's a similarity between these two. Okay, looking at the cards. Solitude. So your fear is, I think it's double-sided. It's both about stepping outside of your shell and about having time of necessary solitude. So I'll read the card here, this as the oracle card. Once you embrace the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. We also have the Three of Swords. Oh, sorry, that's reverse order. That one comes last. We have the Intuition. You can see here there's a beautiful figure inside jumping with light. We also have the Sun of Swords. And this card is reversed. And we have the Sun and Morning. So you're carrying something interesting. It's like a wound that has made you feel inadequate. I'm getting that by this image of this larger figure. It's like you almost can't see how big you are. You want to be free and full of light, and you might feel more like a murky ball. But you are held, and you're holding yourself. You're holding yourself with a lot of constancy. Ooh. One more card, Dominion. So this one was hiding, tucked away. Okay. The four together. Yeah, this is echoed twice. This cross. You can see that in Osiris's hands. Yeah, and they're both reversed. This one has a doorway through an ancient ruin. Osiris, he's dressed in a funerary garb. This is what you would be buried in. This is considered most sacred. The Eye of Horus is on either side. This marks protection. It's sort of like a feeling like you are going through life feeling vulnerable, feeling like you need to be entombed. You're seeking a sense of sacredness and solitude, but you're a little bit afraid of what will come up in the solitude, what you might hear, and what might arise, like what you're actually manifesting is almost a little scary for you. It's sort of like you're at the threshold of your power. You're really sensing it. You can feel like the tingle of the light on your toes, and you can start to see the sun emerge. You've not in the past been able to hold dominion over your own power. Perhaps somehow it was used against you. Perhaps this was through manipulation or intimidation. Perhaps this is about you feeling like you couldn't access that joy for a very long time. The joy of freedom, of living in your own power, like when you were a child and you didn't have to dim your light. And you're still mourning something. I get a sense of this is about feeling dead inside, like you've lost this light or this inner child or this power. And I want to really emphasize that this is an illusion. This card here represents illusions that we carry. And it's important to recognize that if I'm holding this illusion, it must benefit me in some way, or else I've just been conditioned into seeing it like that. So if I am finding some kind of silver lining, like not silver lining, but if I'm getting some kind of payoff from this sort of like numbing out and this illusion that I can't tap into my light, or I can't show my power, or I can't step out of my comfort zone, I really get a sense that this is a patriarchal message, and that you have given up dominion over your own spirit in order to find kind of like an illusion of safety. And you will heal from this. The wound is inflicted, but you will heal from this. And from this wound, you're actually gaining like some new power. So once you can really like activate that, you're going to be kind of awesomely shiny, like your light is really going to come out on another level. Yeah, so this is about the need to face your own sacred solitude and trust that the right people will arrive at the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. So instead of feeling like you need to fill this void that this wound has left in your heart, just abandoning that fear and coming into your light is going to attract exactly the right person. Your fear has been that they're not coming and that you have to stay in this tomb because it's almost like maybe you fear that you will use your power poorly or your power will be used against you again. That's a lesson that you have learned and you're integrating it now, and you're integrating it through healing with your inner child. So coming out to the sun and being willing to make mistakes like a kid on a playground. When you first make friends, you don't know what to expect, and your first day at school is terrifying. So it's a little like that. Just give yourself all the sense of it's okay for me to push myself a little bit here because I'm getting so much growth from this, and it's not going to turn out the way it was before because I'm a different person. I'm essentially the same. At my core, my heart, I'm still my own inner child. I also have this larger part, like I really want to emphasize in this card, this bigger you that's coming into play. So she's like a mother, she or he or they, holding you with so much adoration, like a parent, like a loving provider. You're caretaking yourself. Start to just like acknowledge that every little bit of you, your inner child that you can start to hold with trust and love is going to absolutely guide you into this new threshold and beyond, and your light will just blast out. I just keep seeing light. There's like the sun echoed and the threshold card. So your light is really red. It's like the magic of three. It's really ready to be revealed here. So keep shining. Don't give up. You know you got this threshold. I believe in you. And thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing you all the best and all your biggest dreams. And yeah, no need to fear this light. Okay, thank you. And we're going to do the next reading. This is for the medallion and the offering. Woo! These two together. I don't know why I just went woo woo. That was very. There's some excitement here. This reading has an exciting energy. You have a lot of truth. Yeah, there's a lot that you feel you want to say. You give your truth as an offering. That's interesting. When everything is done as an offering, it says in the card, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Your words come from silence, not fear. Okay, so you do the talking, divine, and take over, speak through me. So this medallion, this offering is starting to take shape for me. See what the other cards say. Oh yeah, these two first. Venus and exhaustion. So you're overworking yourself. You have a lot of love to give. You might be in the caretaker field. You might be a caretaker who's also working. You push yourself really hard, like to the point where you're beyond fatigued. You can't even pick yourself up, and this little star is coming. Like this is like your helpers, your angels saying like, take care of yourself. And then you will receive more ultimately. Like you will have more to give the more you take care of yourself. Victory reversed, hangman reversed, failure, and truce. Yeah, so I see that you have tried to push past tremendous odds, and you haven't been able to see the situation so fully. It's sort of like, even though you feel like truth is so important to you, there's some truth that you're still like, you're not able to read or see easily. It's obscured, like these leaves are obscured by these spears. The spears have flames. It's sort of like your fear is preventing your truth from being revealed. The Hangman reverse. So your willingness to change your perspective is also blocked by that. And because of this, you feel like you've been hitting failure after failure. You've been meeting the odds, but you just feel beaten up by life. Like you've been hanging tough and you're kind of tired of it. Like you just wonder when things are going to get easier. So it's really about this, like this final card contains really, I feel like the most succinct message for you, offering medallion. So your beautiful little offering is here, this little pearl and this feather. The feather is rooted in the ground, and this is about the five senses. This is about connecting to the earth and grounding and the sense of lightness we actually get. The more connected to the earth, the more we draw our strength from being in an integrated whole, one with the earth, honoring the rhythms and cycles and listening to our bodies, listening to the ground we walk on and honoring them, honoring our bodies, not being at war. The swords pointing two different directions. They could clash, but here it's sort of like the feather is suspending the sword to not attack, and this sword here is suspended by this leaf. So you can see this truth is very delicate. The balance is very fragile. This leaf is holding a beautiful little pearl or bubble. I think it's a bubble because the message is, again, of fragility. There's little, you probably can't see them, but they're also little like pine fronds blowing in the wind. And this is a tree that has a little hidey hole. This is sort of like a protective cave for you. When you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling like you're not understanding something, or like you're trying everything you can to gain a grasp on the situation, and it's not, you don't have a grip on it, or you're just you're against the flow, you're battling. This is a time to return to the earth, to return to the womb of the earth, to allow yourself to be held and comforted by a forest, by a cave, by a beautiful encapsulating place in nature where you can start to see your true nature, and you will no longer need to battle against the flow, and your business will actually start to bloom. Like all that you wanting, this flow and abundance and connection, like it's all love. And love is something that cannot be forced. It can, like love can only come freely. I feel like this is also echoed in the little offrenda, the shell. It's broken here. So you can imagine the shell at one time being forced open. The little being living inside no longer lives in here. So maybe a bird got to it and then it was broken on the ocean floor. So waves hitting it over and over again. So the happiest place for a shell is to be in a little nest in the earth. And you have this nest inside of your heart, believe it or not. Like it really helps to go to a forest, but if you can also engage in mindfulness, connecting with your five senses and grounding, even just walking barefoot in some soil, some grass, some sand, finding a mountain place, some place to get clarity, and maybe not a mountain because you're really tired. And so this car is like, I can't even climb these stairs. So you're just gonna like give yourself a moment, and then you will actually find the stairs they're kind of calling to this figure. Like they're resting there. They really do want to climb, and you will conquer this climb after you take proper care and after you balance what you need to balance and come to a place of truce and not war with yourself. Like the way you're going to get through this and strengthen yourself is by offering yourself a beautiful medallion of self-love, flow, mindfulness. I think like the medallion itself has a little clue here for us. Let's look at it closely. There is some writing on it. It's very hard to make out. I see the number 3. I see the number 5. 3 and 5 is 8. So this is a card of transformation. So being willing to transform something negative into something positive. Transformation, again, does not come from forcing. This is about a little bit of reflection, like the darkness here. I really get the sense of this cave calling you. There's a beautiful sense of like coming into a place of an inner womb, sacred cave. Even in this failure card, you can see a cave in the background. And it looks like it's an ocean cave. And this hangman, he's standing so precariously. He's very exposed, and the sky is like dropping off down below him. So that's how you've been feeling, like everything is dropping off below your feet. So gaining stability, that's really what this is about for you. It's a very fragile stability at the moment. So please honor that. That's what the cards are really urging this. So that's why I'm emphasizing it. I see you rising above this and shining, and your business and your endeavors blooming and bearing beautiful fruits, beautiful lettuce, if you will. And I see a lot of love coming to you just by you kind of finding that stability again. Thank you for joining me today, and may all your wonderful dreams find that stable ground to take root and just blossom and bloom. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later. Thank you for joining me.